That screen, take a look. So we have Green Lantern.
Yeah, so gear, every character has 5 slots of like what I would call actual gear. There's obviously 2 slots for abilities and 1 for the shader for color stuff. But everyone has, you know, head, torso, arms, and legs. And then for the 5th piece, everyone has an accessory. And that is something that is kind of unique to that character's
A lot
history.
of times in our game, not 100%, it's sort of the iconic thing of
Exactly.
Batman. The Superman crest, the lantern.
Yeah, Green Lantern's lantern, Green Arrow's football helmet, things that are like really, that really kind of tie that character
I think we need
to
a
us.
lore cop here.
Oh, well, okay. Well, luckily we have one. So all of our characters, we have these 4 base attributes: strength, ability, defense, health, right? So strength determines like what your fight style attack damage is, you know, your punches, your kicks. Ability is for your special move damage. Health is just how much, you know, how big your health pool is, right? And defense is how much damage you mitigate from attacks that land or are blocked. So all gear has, you know, some combination of those 4 stats, right? But the really cool stuff about gear, besides how awesome it looks and how you can kind of make your character look different, is that a lot of gear have what we call augments. And augments are like little extra kind of bonuses that we kind of throw in, right? So it can be things like what you see on the screen now, like, you know, wisdom increases profile experience gained by 6.03%, right? So
helps you level up a little
exactly.
quicker,
So this might be a good piece that you would put on if you wanted to go and like grind experience somewhere. You know, hey, I got this piece. My Green Lantern's low level. What do I want to do? Oh, cool. I can collect a bunch of experience pieces, put that stuff on, and then go grind out some experience somewhere and level up faster.
That's something that I really want people to understand. Is because we have loadouts, you can have an XP loadout.
Yes.
You can have a defensive loadout. You can have a multiverse loadout.
Yeah, one to grind credits. You can have one that is particularly. You know, I've put a bunch of kryptonite gear on because I want to go beat this Superman boss battle inside multiverse, and I can't do it by myself. I need this extra boost.
You can also have a loadout for just stuff that you think looks badass.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Yes.
Right. You can see right here, inflict 11% extra damage to heroes. So if Batman is your portal's boss and you're having a lot of trouble, you know, you're level 15, he's level 20, this could be the difference.
Yeah, and it might be that like maybe this piece of gear that you have, stat-wise, isn't better than some other piece you have, but the fact that it has this augment means that for this particular instance, you're going to want to use that, right? So you're not going to want to just go in and just find one piece of gear and then just sell everything else, right? You're going to want to create like loadouts and hold, you know, some of this gear, you know, over the life of the game. To use it in these kind of places that you would need to for multiverse.
And then the different stats, you know, maybe for Dr. Fate and you play the keep out style with his fireballs, ability is going to be super important.
Exactly.
Because that's your special move damage.
Yeah.
But, you know, Catwoman, strength is going to be one of her key stats because she's doing a lot of physical attacks.
Exactly. And another cool kind of aspect is, you know, you guys went over like the AI battle simulator we had, you know, in the last stream. You can collect gear like just for that, right? You say, oh, maybe I don't, you know, maybe my Bane is not really an offensive rushdown kind of a Bane. Or maybe that is how I play him physically, right? But I think it'll work better to have a really defensive version of him for my AI battle team, right? So that you go, cool, I'm going to collect a bunch of, you know, health and defense, keep that just for my AI character, set him off like super defensive, and that's the guy I'm going to go and send off for that. But then I still have my offensive base Bane gear for when I'm
That's something I've always been very proud of in our games that we talk about is that, you know, we have a very robust online community who plays the game. But we also have a lot of things for people who are solo, single players that can do. The gear system is not made just for people who play online.
Exactly.
There's just enough, if not more, that you can do in our offline modes.
Exactly.
Using the gear.
Yeah.
So, and you can be the guy who just makes yourself look cool, or you can micromanage how you play every portal. The fun is kind of yours to be had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
and so one of the cool things we have also is we have sets of gear, right? So some epics. They get more powerful, and new augments activate based on how many pieces of that set you have equipped, right? So definitely one of like the in-game things is kind of go around and try to collect all these sets and put them together. That's how you kind of get the most powerful of the augments, right? So like let's see on here, like if you have, maybe go back, Steve, and see what see one of these set bonuses if you can find it.
Go back to hell. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So here, willpower. Green Lantern gains increased total ability power for 100 points in his ability power, right? So it's like, oh, cool. If I have this set, I can just stack a bunch of ability power, and the more of it I stack, I'm getting a bonus on top of that. So now all of my special moves are doing way more damage, right?
There's also, which we can actually probably show people. There's also some gear sets that are that give you some kind. I don't want to use the word wacky because it's not, but I mean some of the crazy, cool, really unique powers.
Yeah, it's not all based around, you know, adding more damage, adding more defense, things like that. There's definitely things that are tuned more to be kind of, you know, visually cool. Some are like purely visual, right? And then some are kind of there to help gain credit. I mean, we'll show some of that stuff.
So let's check out Cyborg real quick. So here's a Cyborg set right here, and with this one, you get the projectile he shoots out is larger in size.
Yes. Yeah.
So now
bigger,
it's
bigger collision, harder to avoid, harder to duck under, harder to jump over. And only if you have that set equipped will you have that ability. So you can really now kind of focus on using his keep away tools to a much greater effect.
Right. So that's one of the things you can do. There's some that are just kind of aesthetic and really neat.
Yes.
We got Batman. We'll show that one real quickly. This is the billionaires.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this about Batman, Lore Cop, but he's very wealthy.
Yeah.
I did know that.
Yes.
So what this one does is if it's the billionaire.
Yep.
His batarangs are gold.
Exactly, yeah. And so it's like a purely aesthetic thing. It's just really cool. So you can go online and fight people and how do you have the gold batarangs and stuff? They can inspect your gear and stuff and see that you have this full set.
And that's the cool thing too. You'll be able to go online and see people who have this.
Yeah.
And probably message them and be like, "Batman's my main. Why are you throwing that?"
Exactly. Yeah. How did you get gold batarangs? So I did this, and I went to this multiverse, and I got through this way, and it kind of brings the community together.
Someone said he's throwing money.
He is
just throwing money away. I believe that one also has another augment to it. You'll have to find.
Oh yeah. So sets can we have a bunch of different ones. We have ones where there's 2-piece sets. We have ones that are all the way up to like your all 5 slots, right? And ones that have 5 pieces that kind of go together. They'll have multiple augments that get unlocked based on how many of those pieces you have, right? So if you have 2, maybe it's this. If you have 4, it's this. Then when you have 5, we give this really, really, really good one.
Which is awesome. Here's one for you.
I'm excited.
We got Catwoman. So on this one,
I absolutely love the neon whip and claws. By the way,
yeah, like this laser whip thing, right?
That's one of my favorites.
Awesome.
If you do a 10-hit combo, a diamond pops out, and you get real credits for it.
Yeah. The diamond will actually drop on the screen, right?
There it
bounce
was.
around and land there, and you actually have to go and walk and step on it. And when you do, you get bonus credits.
Right. Now in that one, I finished the combo where the diamond dropped on me. I got lucky there.
Yeah.
But sometimes it'll drop and it'll bounce around. You have to get to it.
It'll drop in random spots. It might drop behind the opponent or something like that. So if you want those extra credits, you're gonna have to fight your way to it.
Right. So I think it's like a 10% chance at a 10-hit combo is one.
Yeah, and a lot of those things are very certain pieces, certain augments might be able to drop at different ratios and things like that.
Awesome. Here's a fun one. They've all been fun so far. Sorry, Captain Cold. This one here, you have a 1% chance of the opponent freezing on block.
Yes, yeah. So this one's fairly powerful, right?
Yeah.
It seems like that 1% chance isn't all that good, but it can save you.
Right. So here I'm getting hit. Bam.
That's fantastic.
I tried to combo him, but it's very hard, and he popped out of it. I was playing it on very hard difficulty, so I kept getting hit as much as possible to get that to prompt.
So you get the thing to pop up?
Funny story, the first time I did it, the first punch that Grodd threw, he froze.
Oh, you probably weren't ready for it.
I was
just drop the control on the floor.
I did not have a recording because I didn't think it would happen. So then I did that one on very hard, and he decided to flip out of my combo.
Yeah, well,
because you all know I have a lot of combos with Captain Cold.
Well, I hear Paulo always tells me it's karma. That's what happens to you.
Wow. I want to show one of my favorites because it's a character that I'm starting to play with a little bit more. Black Adam. Amazing, regal gear here.
Yes, yeah, I love his accessory piece being the orbs.
Yeah, and the orbs all change. But this one, you'll see in a second when we get there. It's really cool. What'll happen is he will get 4 orbs.
Yeah, so he gets a whole additional that's a very powerful ability.
Right. So he'll get 4 orbs. I believe that's a full set of 5 though.
Yes,
well.
that would be a 5-piece set. Yeah. So generally the augment you get for the full 5-piece is going to be something that is really significant.
Like Black Adam players right now are like 4 orbs instead of 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
But again, it's going to take a pretty decent time investment or incredible luck to be able to put that set together.
Absolutely. So that's what we have right now for. That's just. I mean, you have some more too, right?
Yeah, that's just scratching the surface. I mean, we have some cool stuff. Like Poison Ivy. They have her and Harley have a relationship that I'm sure Lore Cop knows about. So we have things like when Poison Ivy gets down to a certain amount of health, Harley throws a cupcake into the arena, and then if you step on that, you get some health back. But if the opponent steps on it, they squish it. Just all kind of cool little things like that. And a lot of them might call into the lore and the canon of these characters.
I wanted to pick a couple that we could show visually.
Yeah.
But for me as a Bane player, there's one where you can't tech his throws.
Yes.
So showing that you can't So he tried to tech it, but it didn't work.
Yes. Well, they can just see you just cheering and freaking out because it's so cool.
But as a Bane player, if I'm getting in there for throws and you can't tech my throw ever.
Yeah, and it really changes the way that you can approach your close-up game. With
Absolutely. So and just when you get the game, you'll see there are tons of different sets for this game, and just random awesome gear.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, once you have the gear you want, there's a thing called Regen Tokens.
Yes, yeah, okay. So one of the options that we have is to regenerate any piece of gear, right? So we have an extra type of currency called a Regen Token. You can collect these through gameplay things that, they'll be in other boxes or through multiverse content, things like that, right? All over the place. They're fairly rare, right? They're way more rare than just normal credits are, right? Because you can use them for something very powerful, which is to essentially re-roll the stats on a particular piece of gear, right? Okay. So let's say you get some cool lantern or football helmet or something like that, and the stats on it aren't exactly what you want, right? You can say, okay, well, I have a Regen token. I can burn this thing, and it's going to drop again, right? And it'll actually pop up and show you, okay, here's the one you have currently. Here's the new stats. And you get to pick. Because you can say, hey, maybe it rolled with, maybe the new version of it doesn't have the stat loadout that I wanted either, right? And my old version was actually better. You can just still pick that one. But it eats your Regen token still, right? So it's a little bit of a gamble there, right?
Gotcha.
But it will boost the level of the item up to what your current character's level is. So you might not want to be dumping, like, if you get an epic at level 2 or something, you're probably going to want to save that until a higher level, and then you can burn a Regen token on it to automatically boost that up to the current character.
So then I can have a 20.
So then it'll boost up to 20, and it'll re-roll the stats on it and stuff like that. So you kind of get almost like a double bonus if you do it that way. So definitely don't just start dumping low-level epics and things like that. And it's not just epics. You can use this on rares, commons. It doesn't. I mean, I wouldn't use it on commons, but you can.
Regen tokens, though, are a very powerful piece of currency that you can get through the multiverse and through playing the game.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yes.
Also, transforming your gear.
Transforming gear. Yeah, so transforming gear is essentially, you can use some source crystals to take the visual of an item that you like and apply that to an existing piece of gear you have. So let's say I have something that is, the stats on it are exactly what I want, right? Like, that's awesome.
That's how you play right there.
But for some weird reason, it doesn't match whatever visual that you're trying to go for, right? You can spend some source crystals to just go find an item that you like the visual of that you already own, and just apply that to it.
Nice.
Right? And that doesn't, it doesn't delete the piece of gear and all that. You can apply, you can do this as many times as you want to. You can, change things up and stuff like that. So essentially that's for, like, hey, I got a piece of gear, has all the best stats I want on it. I don't like the way it looks. I have something I like the way it looks, and then you can kind of do that.
Got it. So you're always able to put gear on that lets you play like you want to and look like you want to.
Yeah,
there's ways to do that.
It was very important for everybody here to make sure it wasn't just a gameplay or visual thing, right? We know that there's a lot of people that are going to want to just make their character look the way they want to look because they want to look cool, and there's a bunch of people that are going to want to chase the stats and
to
things
really
like that.
min-max the characters.
Exactly. And so we want to make sure that we support both those play styles and also have ways to kind of mash them together.
And it is super addicting. I've spent hours on the main menu making the stats I want with the visuals I want.
Yes.
It's awesome.
On the other side of the coin, too, what I like to do when I set up these streams, I love just picking the characters to make them look as cool as possible. So people who are watching can see the really cool stuff.
Yep.
So there's something for everybody.
Yep.
Really exciting. John, anything else you'd like to add about gear?
I was hoping maybe we could show some Green Lantern set stuff.
We have some other. We have a montage.
Yes.
I forgot about the montage. Thank you. So this is just piece of gear that I put together, right?
Awesome, cool.
So just 7 seconds of each, just awesome, sort of looking awesome atrocities. We have, I love this cheetah with the sort of the
like the classic kind of
classic cat hat thing there. I want to use some characters we haven't seen a ton of too in their gear. So we got this blue sort of robotic looking Firestorm.
Man, Darkseid's awesome.
The huge Omega. As a Darkseid player, I want that piece of gear already. Metal armor-faced Catwoman, which I think is neat.
I love the shoulder pads.
Well, the whip is cool. Like the bladed whip is awesome.
Oh,
look at this.
It looks like that's Hope. Huh.
Yeah, so I know online a lot of people have been asking, hey, cool, we noticed that you have all these different shader colors, right? Do you have the logos too? The answer is yes.
Yes, we do. So you can create other lanterns.
Exactly.
Yep. And another one just for the fans I think we added here at the end. We'll show in a moment. People were really excited about Supergirl and the skirt.
And the skirt, yes. That was something that we had heard, way back, and we knew that.
What's going on, guys? It's Super here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys subscribe or check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.